Hello, everyone. I'm Valentin Malave, Business Development Manager at RIEGL USA. Let's give a couple of minutes for everyone to join. I would like for all of you to go ahead and vote on the following poll. I'm just going to post it in a second. So there it is. I would like to learn more about what would you like to see or to learn on an upcoming webinar series, and you can select all the options that apply to you. So great answer so far. This is what you voted for, so it's good, it's great. So we have some information for next series of webinars. That's super cool. Love that you answered the polls, and looking forward to hosting you in the next webinar. Thank you all for joining me today on this webinar here. I'll be sharing a little bit about my experience with this impressive tool, the VC600i, with a focus on the business side and topics like productivity, time efficiency, and ROI, return on investments. So for the agenda today, we're going to talk a little bit about RIEGL history, about the hardware, the software, how we measure performance with regarding time efficiency, productivity, and ROI. I'll share a couple of conclusions, and we'll have a session of Q&A, questions and answers, and another poll that you'll see afterwards. Okay, so RIEGL is a global leader in the manufacturing of laser systems. The company was born in Horn, Austria, over 40 years ago, and now has offices worldwide. We have over 30 years working in the North American market, delivering cutting-edge laser scanning solutions and providing a very wide range of sensors, integrations, and turnkey solutions, including terrestrial, industrial, mobile, airborne, bathymetrics, and UAVs, with a portfolio of hardware products over 46 plus, and with their corresponding software for data acquisition and processing, right? RIEGL is a proven leader in the LiDAR industry. There's no doubt about that. Our clients have known us for bringing the highest performance, quality, reliability, and longevity of products. We're a company committed to excellence, and we take pride in delivering excellent customer and partner relations. So this is the VC600i. This is a 25-second scanner. It's a 25-second simultaneous LiDAR and image acquisition that will help you collect top quality data in a fraction of the time. It is unparalleled in speed and density at a 6 millimeter panorama at 10 meters distance or range, or in US, it would be like 1/8 of an inch at a 30-foot distance, right? In one single scan position can deliver over 30 million points on a 2.2 kilohertz. So I mean 2,200 kilohertz program. It also has a real-time onboard automatic registration, meaning that the scanner has two powerful processing units, one for the data acquisition and another one for registering your sequential scans on a cloud-to-cloud basis. Once you finish your project, you'll have a fully registered point cloud. This is the power of the VC600i, and it can transform your project's timeline. So it is simple and yet highly customizable. And in this case, advanced doesn't need to mean complex. So highly customizable means that you can select, edit, create, and save different workflows for different scan resolution, range, speed of scanning, image acquisition, and overlap. Once you select your program or workflow, then it's only press a button and scan. So it's simple as that. The takeaway here is that the user-friendly interface with a 7-inch touchscreen, the scanner is intuitive. The interface makes it super easy for operators of all levels to set it up, scan and access data, eliminating the need for extensive training. The automated workflows reduces the learning curve for first-time users, boosting their confidence on the field. It is lightweight with a plastic casing weighing about 13 pounds. It has a IP64 rating, which means that it's dust-proof and water splash-proof in all directions. So it is easy to carry in the field. It has an internal IMU that simplifies even more the operation. No need to level whatsoever. And trajectories are registered within the scans. It simply drives efficiency, ensuring everyone can operate it with ease. So we have the real-time processing that enhances efficiency through automatic registration on board with the cloud-to-cloud simultaneously, right? We just mentioned that. However, you need to make sure that everything is going as supposed to. So to monitor the registration process in real time, you have three methods. One would be on the GUI or the GUI, the graphics interface, the graphic user interface, I mean, where you will see the scans here auto-register themselves in near real time with an icon at the top indicating the count, right? So it's this one over here. Through the app, you can always download the app on your phone or on a tablet or on your laptop, and you can mirror the GUI and remotely operate the scanner. This feature is especially useful when the scanner is mounted on top of a moving vehicle or hard-to-reach areas. And you can also, of course, have the VCI project map through Wi-Fi, where you can view the progress on a 2D map, such as this one that I'm showing here. And this will help you recognize if there are any missing areas or spots with no data. So it's a great monitoring tool. We're talking about productivity, and productivity refers a lot about speed. So transferring the data at high speed, it's also a great feature that we have with this scanner. It has an internal memory of 1 terabyte and has the capability of storing additionally on a CF Express card. And it means it comes with a 512 gigabytes, I mean, and which can be increased to 1 terabyte or 2 terabyte CF Express cards. They're not proprietary, so you can get as many as needed. And the interesting fact about the CF Express cards, it's the super high data transfer speed. It makes it ideal for large data sets. And the scanner comes with one slot for one CF Express card, and it can be set to automatically synchronize with your internal storage, so you'll never run out of storage during your data acquisition. So typical cases is one scan position is on average 700 megabytes or so, or like 0.7 gigs, and which is pretty standard in the market, right? That is, of course, including the images. That takes a big chunk of the size of the file when it's combined. So with this system, we have optimized the file transfers to a rate of about 500 megs per second, which would be equal to a 19 scan project of 13 gigs that would transfer into your computer or laptop in about 30 seconds. Or we can also talk about a 50 gig project, which is probably like 57 scans in my use case, and that transfers in under 2 minutes. So a 100 scan project would be like 3 or 4 minutes. So that's very high speed for transferring the data. So the post-processing. RIEGL has a post-processing software. It's called RiSCAN PRO. It's a complementing tool that makes the VCI series so extraordinary. It's fast, it's intuitive, and it's structured to complete the task sequentially for an optimized flow. It can be so simple. Just check on the tasks or tick the tasks that you want to complete, and that would be enough to run the post-processing. Of course, it's highly customizable. You can go into each of those tasks and perform what is best for your projects, right? And of course, we're going to be able to export our point clouds in typical formats like LAS, LAC, E57, E57 with the images embedded, or even recap for the Autodesk users. You can also export on KMZ files for GIS and mapping applications. And it's important to say that, or to let you know that RiSCAN is a perpetual license with an annual maintenance fee, and it has unlimited number of users and projects that you can process in it. It definitely saves time on the typical workflows. Once you click on the task and click on start, it just goes on. So it's basically a hands-free software solution. Another great thing is that the survey accuracy data, the scanner does a fantastic job delivering a fully geo-referenced project, and you can work with your own project coordinate reference systems, or you can geo-reference your project to a known coordinate system, integrating it with your externally surveyed control points. The workflow is pretty straightforward. Traditionally, you would have to set targets all over the place and to find within your scans. Our approach is actually that you can place a few targets or a cylindrical target like every 10 or 15 scans, depending, of course, on the complexity of the project. And once you scan those targets and load them into the software, then you can add your solver control points, create the links between them, and let the MSA tool, which is the name of the program that we use, to finally adjust all scans tightly to the surveyed control points, resulting in a fully geo-referenced point cloud. This slide is one that I love the most. It refers to better deliverables in less time. So once you get your point cloud fully registered, you would typically start cleaning it, right? So we all know it is cumbersome, it is time consuming. So RIEGL has been developing a series of filtering options like the one you see here, where you can see these points that are existing in one scan, but not on the following one. So you can flag them and select them and just move them out, delete them, or just copying them in a different point cloud if you're required to save all those points, right? Here you can see this in this example, a typical construction site where you have a lot of people passing by, a lot of things going on, and the results are something like this. Once flagged and removed to a different point cloud, I have a very clean, very neat point cloud of the existing conditions of that construction site. The results are amazing. Okay, so for the applications, I'd like to talk a little bit about RiPanel, which is a point cloud and panorama standalone viewer where you can view, measure, and make notes, add points of interest, export sections, top views, and more. It's free for your client, for your end users, and you get to host all the data, so there should be no issues with security of the information, right? But I'd love to talk about all the applications, but that is not the focus of this webinar. So let's just focus on what we are here for today. And if you are interested in learning more about the applications in your industry or line of business, please send me a message or anyone in our team, and we'll take good care of you. Okay, so this is a fact. The VC600i is one of the fastest terrestrial laser scanners in the market. It is a top performer. So it will give you fast data collection, fast data transfer, and fast data processing. But what are the implications for your workflows and for your business? It is time efficient, it will enhance the productivity, and it will improve the ROI, or return on investment. It definitely is a multiplier of all three. For time efficiency, you can calculate time efficiency by completing tasks effectively in the least amount of time. It focuses, of course, on speed. So completing a scan in 55 seconds is time efficient. Doing more setup with a fewer targets is time efficient as well. Completing the project and being able to transfer it to your computer for post-processing faster, it's also, of course, time efficient. And these, of course, with the typical means like wired, wireless, or with flash drives. The CF Express card method is time efficient. So let's think for a moment of an scenario here. Imagine your current workflow, 1 day of scanning. What can you do in a 1 day of work? You can do it with a VC600i probably in half a day or less. Now, let's imagine, for example, a 50% chance of rain. I live in Florida, so that's very typical during rainy season. So, and it's very unpredictable, right? So it could happen anytime during the day. So you would have to plan for a 1 day job, typically for 2 days, because you would have that time of rain, and you wouldn't be able to scan. You wouldn't be safe, you wouldn't be wise, right? So how does that affect your schedules, your time to deliver, or more importantly, or even as importantly, your profits, right? So having that benefit of being able to scan in 25 seconds goes a long way. So it's with a VC600i, excuse me, it's just go in, scan, and get out as fast as you can. That's and you will get a great deal of points in the point clouds, very dense, very high quality, and even you can have RTK corrections right there on the field. So cutting project time can definitely and can significantly contribute to your overall cost savings. Regarding productivity is the amount of output generated per unit of input, right? So good examples would be how many scans does the scanners can do in 1 hour? How many scans can it do in a day? That would definitely help you calculate time for a project in where deliverables are also a time constraint. So how fast do you need them? How fast does your client need them? So that's another way for reverse engineering a scanning job. You just do a simple math, but it is effective. We can say that productivity is at least doubles on typical projects, impacting positively on your operational cost, such as traveling time, lodging, and personnel and resource allocations, leaving room for more savings, revenues, and of course profitability on each project. Okay, what's the big deal about a 25-second scan? There's always people passing by in our scene, right? There's always changes in the scene that can happen quickly. That creates distortion in the colorization. For example, when you have a 2-cycle scanner, then it can create sometimes like a change on the colorization that's not that accurate. So we would possibly have to do a rescan or things happening on the field. So more time on each scan means it will get more noise that you'll have to clean afterwards. There will be always people on the way, people passing by, doors opening and closing, and we don't even want to talk about doorways, which is always cumbersome. The onboard registration monitoring is vital to improving the processing times, and also it's having the certainty that all data collected has enough overlap, right? You can go back to the 3 methods that I explained before, so you leave the site perfectly collected. This quick turnaround impact positively on the client in this case that I'm showing here, potentially increasing repeated business opportunities and therefore a potential revenue increase. So when we talk about return on investments, it measures the profit from an investment against its cost. So the key factors affecting ROI includes the initial investments, ongoing maintenance costs, and the cash flows that it generates, right? The equipment generates. So if you complete your project faster, then you'll have time to stack up and tackle the next project. The simple guarantee that you'll finish your project faster will be the driver to bid on more projects and even the confidence to work on multiple ongoing projects as well. One thing that I wanted to mention over here is also that the software maintenance is an annual flat fee, and the hardware maintenance and service is recommended like every 2 years. So let's put it in other words, at the beginning of the 3rd year. And that translates into a couple more weeks of use over those 2 years, or an additional potential revenue increase of 4 to 6%. Okay, these are only logical ways to determine ROI, right? So on a company level, faster deliverables means more project capacity and capability of working on multiple ongoing projects, leading to more revenues and faster ROI. On the project level, completing projects in a fraction of the time means less money spent on lodging, less travel costs, more profitability on each project, and more revenues. On the soft side, it's a little bit of a less tangible side, but the operator would spend less time away from home, less stress and burnout, spend more time with the families, and that, of course, goes forward on happier operators, fostering employee retention and better working environments. That's something very much appreciated these days. I have a couple of examples of ROI. So please note that these numbers are only referential to facilitate the calculations. And if you're interested, we can run some real numbers for your company to help calculate more accurate ROI. So I see that we are actually running out of time. So I'm going to speed up a little bit. Any questions, please go ahead and send me a message. I'd love to take care of you and the questions that you may have. So in summary, what we're talking about in these couple of examples is that you can, let me go back one slide just for a second, that you can reduce your fieldwork duration by at least a minimum, by at least 50%. On most scanning projects, and you can reduce actually the workforce to a one-man crew. That definitely can happen. I've seen it. I've done it actually, and well, it would bring a lot of savings to your company. And if you reduce your time on spent on projects, it of course would translate into the capacity of increasing your workload. Let's say 10, 20%, 30%, whatever it gets increases, is of course beneficial for the ROI and for your company. So on the conclusions, I wanted to share that the increased productivity, it's of course faster data acquisition. That means spend less time on the field and less money, of course, and less time on post-processing, and with the automated task and the one-touch processing wizard enhances the project completion timelines. The higher yields, faster scans, and less personnel definitely produces faster turnarounds on project timeline. It will increase revenue potential and, of course, more efficiency downstream for the 3D modelers or the with more detailed, high-quality data, visual reports, data extraction, and so forth. The accelerated deliverables is less time on the field, it's less time transferring, and less time producing top-of-class deliverables. Operational budget optimization with maximized productivity and savings in the field, expenses and travel costs related, increased project capacity, maximizing use time that will produce, of course, enhanced revenue flows. More project equals more money coming in. Less spending less spending increases profitability, resulting in a maximized ROI. So we still have a couple of minutes, so let's go ahead and if you have any questions, please go ahead and put it on the Q&A chat. And while we are at it, I did mention that I have another poll. Okay, while you're voting, there's a question right here. It says, I would like to know more about the RTK and the kinematic scanning capabilities and results. Also, is it possible to get a demo or rental unit to use on our own? Yes, of course, definitely. The RTK works perfectly fine. It gives you a positioning accuracy of 2 centimeters, which is pretty awesome on the field. And the kinematic scanning capabilities I love that application. And yes, for sure, please send me a direct message and I will talk to you more in depth about how we do demos and any rental opportunity that we may have. Okay, we are on top of the time, so let me go back to the poll and see if we already have results. I'm sharing them right now. It's great that the products and demo technical workshop, that's the one most voted for. And I definitely look forward to see you in conference and events. Like I said, we are actually 1 minute past of our time. I do want to thank you everyone for joining me today. It has been an overwhelming experience with so many people registered and attendees. I love it. It's really great. So I hope you found this webinar relevant, and I look forward to hosting you in the next one. Have a great rest of your day, guys. Thank you very much for attending, and see you soon.